Americans did make their views very clear on Election Day, and they had a whole lot to say. The results show abortion rights are a big issue for voters. This was especially clear in Ohio. That's a red state, as you know, where voters chose to enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution. Jericka Duncan is in Columbus now with all the results. Jericka, good morning to you. Now, let's just start with there was a large turnout there this year. There was not a governor or president on the ballot. That says something.
It absolutely says something. It says that people were very concerned about the issue of abortion rights. And Democrats, as you pointed out, had several victories last night in this off-election year, especially here in Ohio when it comes to women's reproductive rights. Women strongly backed this measure overall, but what's very interesting, too, is when you break out both men and women under the age of 30, 80% of them also voted yes on this issue, according to a CBS News exit poll. Abortion rights advocates in Ohio erupted in celebration Tuesday night after the state voted to protect access to the procedure.
I was crying tears of complete joy and shock and just overwhelmed. I was just overwhelmed that we can actually affect change.
The passed amendment, called Issue 1, guarantees a woman's right to an abortion in the state's constitution. It allows for the procedure until fetal viability, usually around the 23rd week, but also makes exceptions for the mother's health.
The impact of passing Issue 1 will be felt throughout the state and for generations and generations to come.
Since Roe v. Wade was overturned more than a year ago, abortion rights supporters have now prevailed in all 7 states where the issue was on the ballot.
The Supreme Court wanted to kick it back to the states. Well, we have taken on that mantle.
Despite the loss, groups that oppose abortion rights vowed to continue their fight.
We stand ready during this unthinkable time to advocate for women and the unborn, just as we have always done.
Ohio was the only state with abortion directly on the ballot, but future access will also be impacted by Tuesday's results in other places. Control for Virginia's state legislature was up for grabs as Republicans who were pushing for a 15-week abortion ban failed to flip the state Senate and lost control of the House of Delegates.
Well, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to.
And in Kentucky's gubernatorial election, the state's Attorney General Daniel Cameron, endorsed by former President Donald Trump, was defeated by Democratic incumbent Andy Beshear.
Tonight, Kentucky made a choice. A choice not to move to the right or to the left, but to move forward for every single family.
Ohio's Issue 1 will take effect next month, and President Biden weighed in on this, tweeting last night that this was an attempt to reject what voters didn't want, saying that it would have imposed an extreme abortion ban that put the health and lives of women in jeopardy.
Jericka, thank you very much. Definitely a big result.